From the Marquee Media Studio inside Mark Tank, it's the Mark Haney Show.
Yes, this is the Mark Haney Show, and as I've mentioned several times, we have been on a mission to ignite the entrepreneurial revolution right here in the hometown we love. But as my friends and business partners have pointed out to me repeatedly, Mark, we have already ignited the entrepreneurial revolution. And if we've done that, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of the people that have stepped up and helped drive the success for entrepreneurs here in our region. And I agree that there is some success happening. And today on the show, I have Linda Zhong and Katharina Gerber. They are sharing the story of LICAP. And it is an example of the innovation that is happening right here in our region. And that's what we are working on here on the Mark Haney Show and on the Growth Factory, because we are building a backyard advantage. This success breeds future success, and it's beginning to happen right here. And so I look forward today to sharing this incredible entrepreneurial story. So stick around. And at the end of the show, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to share a story that happened to me this weekend, and it happened, my friends, in the world of national football. In the National Football League, we went to the Niner game, and I was inspired, and I'm going to share that story with you at the end of the show. Stick around, my friends. And now it is my pleasure to bring on Linda Zhong and Katharina Gerber. They are LICAP. LICAP, as much as I don't know about LICAP, and I want to know, you are innovating in the battery space, and you recently won the Innovation of the Year Award with the Sacramento Business Journal. And I guess that's how I got introduced to you, is you are building something truly spectacular, and it's getting recognized. So I figured I better help share the story as well. So maybe, Linda, why don't we start with you? You're the president and the founder. Maybe share with us a little bit of your journey into entrepreneurship and why you founded LICAP.
Okay, thank you so much. We're very happy to be here today. So I came to United States 1989 to pursue my PhD. So I went to Vanderbilt for my PhD in material science and technologies.
In Nashville?
In Nashville, Tennessee.
That's where I noticed the country western accent.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was a southern accent.
Yes, and then
I say that because she was joking about her accent at the beginning of the show, so I can get away with joking about that.
So anyway, after a couple of years, we end up in Yale University and finished the PhD over there. And after I got the PhD, and me and my husband, we both from China, and then we started working in Americans technology companies. And for me, it's pretty natural that I like engineering. Okay, I go to first company I joined is Gates Rubber Company, and
what company was it?
Gates Rubber Company.
Oh, okay, rubber company.
I never learned the rubber. We learned metal in school, but we end up in a rubber company. But I fell in love with the process, with the products, and found it very interesting to solve the yield issues for manufacturers. So it was pretty natural. And then after that, I worked for AVX, and then I worked for Seagate in Fremont, right? And along the way, I start feel like it's not so difficult to have new ideas and to improve the products and the process. I start to file patents. So I stayed with AVX for like 3 years, and I filed 11 patents. Yeah. From there,
AVX is not is that a battery company?
AVX is a ceramic capacitor company.
Okay, so and Seagate is hard drives.
Yes.
Okay.
So I moved around,
Yeah.
And finally, I joined the company in San Diego, Maxwell Technologies. So from there, I officially entered in energy storage industry. right? And then I was senior director of R&D for Maxwell. And from there, I was really, very interested in my job and almost filed multiple patents each year. And, up to now, I probably have more than 100 patents. I lost the track.
That's becoming a habit, isn't it?
It's become a habit, kind of. But more importantly, I don't file patent for the patent. I file patent for the products. So 99% of my patents are actually in the products.
Okay.
So, yes. And after I stayed in Maxwell for close to 10 years, I feel like, before I get retired, I probably wanted to start my own companies and do my own things, So that's why I started my business in my garage. Yes, do more inventions, yes.
So you started in your garage, and where is the company at today?
Today, my company is in Sacramento. So I started my first business after my garage is in Haywood. In Haywood, I started a small laboratory just to do the research and development with my partner, only like 2 to 3 employees. And after that, our technology started to become mature, and we started to do technology transfer. And from there, we got attracted by some of the investors. So we started you call it the LICAP technologies. It's LICAP technology.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. It's most people call LICAP. The reason the name of LICAP is we deal with lithium, so it's Li. And our first generation technology is
and it's the
capacitor.
Capacitor, yes.
Capacitor. So that's why the name LICAP.
Okay.
LICAP technologies.
Makes sense.
Yes. So now we have a small manufacturer in Sacramento, and along the way we continue to do more research and development, more new technologies. Yeah.
Well, you brought this person with you. Katharina Gerber has joined us as well. Katharina, let's get to know you a little bit too. How did you end up getting involved in this company, and talk to us about what's happening in the company now, what you're working on?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I think LICAP is an exciting company to be in. So a bit of my background, I have been truthful and faithful to batteries from the beginning. My master's degree and my PhD were on battery materials. And then I did postdoc research here in California. I'm originally from Germany. So I moved to California, did more research here, actually worked for the state of California for 5 years. And then I got a little bit bored from just managing projects and seeing other technology.
You had a state job and you were bored? I've never heard that before.
Well, I don't mean it like this. I mean, I saw, actually in California, state supports a lot of cool technologies. And, I think even Tesla originally got some funding from the commission. But, it's watching those companies growing with your support or being part of it is a different story. So I wanted to be part of a company that grows. So this is why I left government and went back to the private industry. Moved back to Germany, worked on lithium extraction projects, also related to battery industry. And then I felt, no, I want to go back to battery industry, not just lithium extraction, not mining. So I found LICAP Technologies in Sacramento, and I was like, okay, I'm a small company and I know Sacramento area already. Let's just do it. And we had an interview with Linda. It was just a half-hour conversation. And she said, yeah, come on, join us. And I was like, okay. 1 month later, I was here in Sacramento. And when I walked in LICAP and looked around and saw what they do, I was amazed, impressed. I was expecting, startup is usually just idea on a paper, a concept, best case, you have some, lab prototype, and they already have manufacturing and the technology is almost ready to go on the market. So, and technology is really breakthrough technology. It can change how the batteries are made nowadays. And nowadays, a lot of processes are very expensive and also produce a lot of CO2 emissions, and we do it differently.
Okay, so you're making batteries differently. Do the batteries perform differently, or is it just in the process in which you make the batteries that is so innovative?
So our key technology called Activated Dry Electrode. So electrode is a major component inside the battery. Okay, so this technology was developed 2013 for ultracapacitor industry. Okay, and then that's why we have a small manufacturer. We build the electrode, we sell to our customers. Now, along the way, used the same technology, but then we further developed the electrode for the application of lithium-ion capacitor. So that was our Gen 2 technology. So we developed a new technology and put it in the lithium-ion capacitors. And our Gen 3 technology is very similar, but you have to change, you have to improve. The Gen 3 technology is not the application for the batteries. So if you use our electrode compared to the commercial available, today's technology, our energy density is doubled. If we talk about same power, but if we talk about same energy, our power density is 4 times. So it's really enhanced battery's performance.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why our customers are very happy with our products.
What industries are you most focused on?
Right now, it is our Gen 3 technology, which is the lithium-ion battery. We are doing the scaling up. We scale up, provided this technology to our battery manufacturer. So they can move from their commercial available, like the wet electrode, now to dry electrode. Okay.
And then in what product would that ultimately go into? The batteries used for what?
The lithium-ion batteries could be used for car manufacture because we provide high power, or could be used in the energy storage, the batteries for solar.
Okay, for solar.
Yes, yes, or for the grid. So that one is.
Oh, okay, for the grid. So yeah, huge battery storage.
Yes. So the unique part of our electrode is we can make it thin. So thin electrode can go to car manufacturer, and the thick electrode can go to the grid application.
Okay.
Yes.
So the manufacturing, Sacramento and California, I guess specifically, isn't as well known for its manufacturing necessarily. Are you going to continue to make the batteries here in California, or are you going to license this out where people will make it other places? What do you envision?
We will be licensed out technology to help the battery manufacturer or the car manufacturer. Maybe our next line, maybe in Arizona somewhere, maybe Nevada somewhere. So we go with the other manufacturers.
That's exciting stuff. So you have customers using our product now. Are you pre-revenue, or are they paying you to use it?
Yeah, they will pay if we sell the electrode, then they pay sales, normal sales. If we sell the license, then they pay the license.
Yeah. And they're doing that now.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yes.
Okay, I know.
Thank you.
For a lot of startups, it's really difficult to get the product made and then to get somebody to buy it. That's a major hurdle. So you have basically a couple of streams there: the licensing and actually selling the product.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Exciting
Actually,
stuff.
Mark, I just wanted to bring it up. Yesterday, we published a press release about partnership with a battery company here in San Jose. They were so impressed with the performance of our battery electrode. Now we will be supplier of our electrode to them, and they also will move eventually to licensing.
That's exciting. So what's the emotion when you get a breakthrough like that? How does it feel?
Well, it's an exciting milestone for the company. And I think next year will be very exciting, and we will grow very fast.
Exciting. Well, with growth comes challenges. And maybe we can talk about that let's talk about that right now. What do you envision? What are the next milestones that you need to hit, and what's standing in the way?
So what we're planning to do is we have our traffic is pretty heavy right now. Like multiple companies wanted to license this technology at the same time. So so first challenge is
That's
resource.
a good problem.
That's a good problem. The first problem is now we need more resource. And those resources is not like, okay, you join us and I train you for 2 days, you're able to do it. It takes years of practice and understanding, and then you can be deployed to our customers, to really do the work. So this is the first challenge.
Yeah. Well, I heard recently, you turn on the news, I keep CNBC on, and my background is my kind of my white noise. Tesla's doing layoffs. Some of the other tech companies are doing layoffs. Is any of that fallout beneficial to you recruiting right now?
We do see this trend. It's easier now to recruit the high-level engineer. It is a little bit, if it was half a year ago, it's very, very difficult. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
we just hired 2 high-level engineers last week.
Yeah, I looked on your website and I saw multiple open positions. How many open positions do you have in total right now?
We have currently maybe 4 and 5.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And they're all high tech in nature, programmers and developers.
Yes.
Okay. So that does sound like a big challenge, but I mean, it sounds like it's a big challenge in just onboarding the customers as well. You have so much demand. You need to basically, it sounds like, Katharina, your job is, in driving the revenue and I guess scooping up the customers, if you will. Will you be adding to your team as well? Or is it all going to fall on you?
I think so, yes.
She just got the win today.
You just hired somebody today?
Yeah.
Congratulations. So yeah, these are good problems. Are there any, so that's the main thing that you're concerned about now is just basically being able to find the right people and bring them on. Well, let's talk about that. Will they come on board to a team here in the Sacramento area?
Yeah.
Okay, so it won't be remote work. It'll be here in our region.
It will be here.
New jobs driven through entrepreneurship and innovation. What a concept. I've been kind of, screaming this from the rooftops for the last several years is that when an entrepreneur succeeds, it drives jobs. Those jobs end up driving economic impact. I just got my hair cut. We go spend money at barbershops and so on. And, that's good for economy. We even pay taxes ultimately once we start making some money, and the state of California gets some of that cash. So it's good for the region. So thank you for what you're doing. Many entrepreneurs don't make it this far, and you have done that, and it looks like you're off to the races. And I'm excited to hear that you're hiring for positions here in Sacramento. And I guess I have to ask the question, you're from different countries. I know you said Germany, and I think you've got a Russian background, Katharina, and now you're here in Sacramento. You've got a Chinese background. You're from China and ultimately have lived around the United States. Why do you like Sacramento? Why did you choose here to live and to grow the business?
Yeah, so first we like California.
Okay.
So you see, we went to different places. In 1997, we ended up in California. And the moment I came to California, I told my husband, that's it. You can move around, but not, leave California. So since then, we're still moving.
Why California? Okay, why? Because people are leaving California now because they talk about regulation and high taxes and so on. I mean, obviously, we've got a lot of natural resources and great people, but why do you love it?
Well, when we came in 1997, people came to California, not to leave California at that time, right?
True.
And the reason we like it here is we like outdoors. We like hikings, we like mountains. So, and you can do year-round the outdoors here. Yes. And it's also good for kids, they can running around all the place. So, so we decided to stay here.
Do you have children?
Yes, they all grown up now.
Do you have grandchildren?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. Do your kids still live around here or?
My daughter is in LA. My son is in New York.
Okay.
Yes. So my son is getting married tomorrow. Yes.
Are you leaving then? You're flying out, I assume?
Yes.
Is he getting married here or there?
In LA.
Oh, in LA. Okay.
Yes, everybody goes to LA and attend the wedding.
Oh, well,
yes.
Congratulations to him.
Thank you.
And you. That's exciting. So you like California for the hiking and obviously it's got great weather. How about you, Katharina? Why did you end up choosing Sacramento and why, California?
Well, I think I share some of the reasons with Linda. I'm also an outdoorsy person, and I think California is a very diverse state with, a lot of climate zones and a lot of opportunities for hiking, but also for new technologies. I think California's landscape and mindset of people here is really supportive of, bringing really new ideas to life and to the markets. Mm-hmm. Germany is also great. Germany has a lot of great engineers, and I'm fortunate I was able to study at university in Germany, and I learned a lot. But I think people in California, on the top of being experts in their fields, they also have this mindset of, I'm not gonna fail. I will try until it works.
Oh, interesting.
I think they think about the process of getting technology out slightly different. They're not afraid to try and to try and to try.
One of the things that one of you mentioned, I think before the show, we were talking about what should we talk about on the show. I just wanted to talk about your award and winning, but the innovation spirit, the spirit of innovation within a company and within a community. We're really well known for the spirit of innovation in the Silicon Valley and the Bay Area and other areas around the United States, but Sacramento hasn't been as known for that. Would you like to touch on that and why it's so important?
So innovation to me, it doesn't matter where you are. I think it's always important. Without the innovation, the society is not going to move forward. Right. So, and the innovation comes with someone like us went to school for many years, and that's like you have this kind of duty. You have to do it. Mm-hmm. Right. So some people, go to school many years. They focus on the finance, deal with money and those. But some people focus on the engineering. They love what they do, and they love the innovation, and they think less about the financial reward and those. So I think I'm a type of person like that. Just love it and make it work.
Well, it's interesting something you said, and I don't know that I've had this brought up on this. I've been doing the show 400 or 500 shows in, and the duty, if you are gifted in engineering or being innovative, that's your calling in life, that we have this duty to bring that out and give it to the world. And I want to make sure that our audience doesn't lose that in translation, because you might be innovative, you may be a good speaker, you might be great at something that we aren't even talking about today, but don't we have a duty to bring that to the world, bring that gift to the world? That is what moves our society forward.
Yes, that's what I think, and that's what my father always told me before. And when I was born, and his diary said, a new great person is born today. So it was carried on me, for a long time.
I love that. Yeah. Innovative. Obviously, you've joined an innovative team, Katharina, and that culture. I believe it's infectious. So when we hear the story of your father and your philosophies that you've built through your life, and then we see your success, for me, that's infectious. It makes me want to join in with that and be a part of something like that. And it inspires me to say, well, what can I do? And that's why I started the show. How does that affect your desire to be a part of this startup I have to imagine you feel like it is good for you in some way. Healthy.
So Katharina was totally surprised when she joined us. She's like, oh, your technology is already so mature and you guys are already ready, push out technology to the whole world. But nobody even know you. Okay, so she took over that responsibility. She went to conferences and created the wonderful slides and tell the world we have this technology. Because me and my partner were technical, and we only focus on make the product work and make it better. It's so concentrated on this. Didn't even think about how we make money now, how we make the business work,
how we share it with the world, right? If you could have the best product in the world, if nobody knows about it, what good is it?
Well, I think in LICAP, I worked previously for different startup, and it was also very innovative, but also very focused on how to make share price go up, how to make profits, how to make revenues. So the financial goals were also just as important as bringing innovation. And I feel in LICAP, it's more like a mission. They have this amazing technology, and I think a lot of experts would agree with me, could truly change the way how the batteries are made. Like it's an amazing, very simple process. And it's just exciting to be part of this mission and be like a messenger almost to the world. And thanks to Linda's invention, I'm a messenger, and I'm very proud to be this messenger, because I go to conferences and I see a lot of experts being really supportive and interested in the technology. I meet a lot of other scientists and a lot of other bright minds, and so we grow like this, we not just trying to make business with companies, we making partnerships. So this is how we grow.
Well, in terms of partnerships, they can be so valuable, and maybe talk about how to build a strong partnership and how to choose the right partner. What goes into that?
So we developed this partnership with our customers, and a few fundamental things we stick with. One is we have to make a customer's product useful also to the society, right? And so every product we ship to customers, we do very strict QA, and make sure each product we send out is not going to fail our customer. Second one is we are very loyal to our customer. Okay, once you are our customer, even though next year you don't have an order, you are still our customer. Next time you come back, and we still put a lot of effort. It's not like, okay, you become a smaller customer now, we give you less attention, we give our full attention.
Yeah. So, I have to imagine there's some sort of exclusivity based upon what industry you're focused on. If you're in the car industry, somebody might say, well, look, we want to have some amount of exclusivity. Are those the kind of things that are part of your partnerships?
So we got some requests about exclusivity. So far, we haven't really offer exclusivity.
Oh, good.
For me, it's the impact is more important, because now we have this technology. We wanted to make a broader impact to the industry, so everybody will get a piece of it, and everybody will, that you can implement this technology faster and more broad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love it. One of the things that kind of goes into, you touched on share price, the financial aspect. So you're a mission-driven company, but if you're raising money in order to fulfill your growth goals, ultimately the value of the company and the share price ends up being a factor in the business. How do you think about that? And what's your plans for funding the company? Are you going to require that you go out and raise capital over time?
Yes. Previously, our funding was through the partnership with our previous investors. And recently, we start raising funding by ourselves now. And so how we determine the value of the shares, we actually also not very sure. We're not very sure. So we got the help from financial institute, have them to help us to do the estimation. And also we discuss with investors to see if those are the fair value in those. So this is how.
And I would imagine that in this type of business, people that are your partners potentially would see real value in helping get the products developed, and that they would be interested in helping fund some of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can imagine. Other keys to success. So there's so many people out here that are listening to this show and thinking about, okay, maybe they're working out of their garage trying to invent something. Can you talk about other keys to success that you've had?
I think the keys to success are twofold, right? One is you really need to make the products innovative, and you really need to make it work. So that's the first one. And the second one is you really need to have financial support to get you going, right? So for us to, we have been here since 2016, and, we're lucky enough to sustain all the way to today, and we're about to take off now. So one thing is we have financial support. Second is we're very cautious of our spending. We don't spend too much money too quickly, and you're running out of money. So I think that's very important.
So watch your money. Any thoughts from you, Katharina?
Yeah, I agree.
Watch your money. Watch the spending.
Watch your money, and think about if what you do is scalable, because a lot of startups have a cool prototype on a lab scale, something small in a garage, but they don't think through how they're gonna scale it up. Like, for example, you have to evaluate your supply chains. You have to evaluate the market demand at the end of the day.
And it can be very capital intensive to be a manufacturer, right? To be building things takes a lot of startup capital, versus maybe a software app that maybe doesn't require as much, products in order to produce produce things. So, you've got to have some upfront cash, and so the upfront cash came from some investors, and now you're getting ready to go out for another raise. And so you're evaluating that right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very exciting stuff. So a woman founder, advantage, disadvantage, how would you describe the fact that you're a woman founder when, especially in a manufacturer, when then that's less common than a man?
So that is a very interesting topic. So I have been in the man world since college. Okay, the college I went in, we got 40 people in our class. There was only four women. So I got used to compete with men, working with men, and most of the time I wasn't even thinking about I am a woman until sometime I feel like if I was a man, maybe my position would be higher in the company. I had this some kind of feeling like that, but I am lucky so far. I think because I focus on my work so much, I didn't pay too much attention to other stuff, and because I'm always performing and on a technical level. Even when I work for the other people, for the other companies, I think for me to, if I would be a man, would I be more successful? I'm not sure. So I think I'm lucky.
So is it fair to say that in college and in school, not really a big difference? You got into the workforce and you felt that maybe there was a difference. but now as an entrepreneur where you're basically creating your own destiny, you don't have a boss.
Right.
Do you still feel that that you're held back because you're a woman at some level, or do you wonder about that? Or maybe is it an advantage in some ways because you stand out more? That might be a good thing.
Well, I feel like maybe because I am a technical person, and with a technical skill, unless people overpass you, it's easy to see. It's easy for employees to see. If easy for other people to see your level. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm pretty happy. People work for me. They all respect me. When I really working with my engineers and those, I feel like they appreciate that I give them, instructions and I teach them how to do it. And Katharina probably have observation differently, but
do you have an observation on that? A woman in this world?
I think. Sometimes I also think, maybe as a man, I could be a little bit farther ahead, especially in male-dominated companies. Mm-hmm. But I'm lucky to work for a female CEO. I think it's a very different dynamic. I can be more myself, and I think Linda gives me a lot more freedom to implement my ideas and try new things. That is exciting, but I don't want to say, every male CEO would be worse than female CEO. But, with Linda, I think we have a good dynamic in this aspect. And in terms of, I don't want to say too much, but maybe when I go to conferences, it's maybe easier to make a longer lasting impression as a woman.
Yes. Okay, so
even when I received the Innovation Award, I was the only female on a stage over 10 startups, and a woman literally who gave me the award said, "Oh, finally one woman."
Yes, that's interesting because I'm in the security industry, right? I talked about selling my security companies. I'm still in that industry, and Scott over here has been with me through that. And if you go to a trade show or conference, there's a lot more guys than there are women. And we've always noticed that and thought, why is that? And how should it change? And how will it change with society? But we're also seeing it in venture capital. As you know, I make investments, and I have two co-founders with the Growth Factory, Monique Brown and Rick Spencer. And the three of us, I'm known because I have the podcast and, I've been doing investing for a long time. Rick is very technical, but Monique has been in venture capital for quite some time. And she gets called upon quite regularly because we need women to almost check the box for venture capital. Oh, we're going to have a panel. Okay, well, we got 3 white guys. Oh, okay, that's awkward. We better mix it up a little bit and get a woman on there and maybe some other diversity. So she gets a little bit extra attention because she's one of the only women in venture. I mean, there are a few others in Sacramento, but it's probably a little bit like engineering and like manufacturing, and security. Just not as many women today, which is a crying shame. We need to change that.
That is true. I think when women goes on a career, and they also have to take care of the families more, raising the kids, taking care of elderly and everything. So a lot of women, because of too busy, and they can accomplish less at work. It's when you do the competing, with men, it's difficult to compete.
I would actually say not accomplish less during the work, but after hours. A lot of guys like to go and hang out after work and have drinks.
No, we don't.
Well, maybe you're an exception. But, and this is an important part of your career path.
We're lazier by nature is what you're saying. I get it.
No, I'm just saying that networking is also really important. And when you have really small kids, are not as effective in networking, and that's
no, it's true. It's my wife works twice as hard as I do. She retired from the city of Roseville. She was the HR director there for a long time, and she comes home and she continues to work. Where I come home and I feel like I tell her I'm going to work, but I'm playing podcast boy. So it is interesting to see. But I think we need to, I guess, I'm glad we're talking about this because I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had so that my granddaughter and my daughter's an entrepreneur, so she's really driven and it never felt held back. But I want my multiple granddaughters, to feel like they can be anything that they want and not get, pigeonholed into the trends of society. Go ahead and make your own trend, like what you're doing, Linda. You're creating, your own trend for women in manufacturing. So that's exciting. I'm very, I respect it very much.
I think it's very important for the parents or grandparents to tell their kids that they can do it. You're a girl, you will be great in science, in engineering. I think I got this from my parents when I was young. So I felt like I can do it. I felt like I will do better than other people, regardless woman or man. So I think this is important.
Yes,
yeah,
it's the responsibility of the parents and the grandparents. So are your parents still? So you have grown children now. And your father, is he still alive?
My father passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he had such an inspiration on you. Did he know your children? Then was he able to have an impact on them at all?
Little bit.
Yeah,
yes.
a little bit. Yeah.
Little bit, yes.
I'm hoping to have. We're building a family compound in Loomis here locally, and I have 8 grandkids, and I'm hoping to have. I think I have an impact on them now because I'm fun grandpa, but I want to have a deeper impact in helping them. Believe in themselves, and I hope that as a grandparent, that's part of what I can do and what I can accomplish for my kids and grandkids. So
great, that's great.
Okay, so just I'll get last question. What did I not ask you that we have to make sure that we tell our audience? What should we have asked you today? And let's go ahead and talk about that real quick.
I think for the ladies, just believe in yourself. And set up a goal and keep going.
Yeah.
That's what I will do.
Set up a goal. Believe in yourself. Set up a goal.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Right.
Linda, Katharina, thank you for joining me on the show. Thank you for making such an impact on Sacramento. I really love that you're here. You're like a secret. Nobody knows about you, I don't think, yet. And now that you've been on the Mark Haney Show, everybody's going to know about you. So hopefully you can still go to restaurants and not be mobbed. But thank you for coming on the show, and thanks for what you're doing. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Mark Haney Show. Fun show today. Enjoyed it. Had an extremely fun weekend where we celebrated Christmas with my family and a number of our friends, and then topped it off this weekend with going to the 49er game this Sunday, and incredible day. It was, I got to tell you, one of the more inspiring days that I've had in a while, and the reason is because of the play of one man. His name is Brock Purdy. And if you don't know who Brock Purdy is, he is the new starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, my favorite team. And in his, so Brock Purdy, just to give you a little backstory, he has been called Mr. Irrelevant because he's a rookie and he was the last player drafted in the latest draft, NFL draft. And when you're the last person drafted, the expectations for you are low. They even call you Mr. Irrelevant. And Brock, he had his moment. Last week, Jimmy Garoppolo, the starting quarterback, who actually came in as a starter for Trey Lance, came in and he was injured. He's out for the season. They lost Garoppolo. Oh no, what are you going to do? Now you're all the way down to your third string quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant. And last week, he did pretty well. He came in. Jimmy was injured in the first quarter. Brock came in and performed well, and they got the victory over Miami. Hey, nice job. All right, so I take my grandsons to the game this weekend, along with my son Marcus, and let's go see if this was an accident. And it was no accident, my friend. Brock Purdy was playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so it's the Niners against Tom Brady, right? The best quarterback of all time, arguably. Sometimes it's hard to argue that over Joe Montana, but I think the Super Bowl rings speak for themselves. Tom Brady is the best of all time, and here he is coming back home. He's a Bay Area native, and he's playing the Niners, and the Niners ended up winning 35-7. They crushed the New England Patriots and Tom Brady. But I think what was so exciting to see was the play of Mr. Irrelevant, Mr. Brock Purdy. During the game, there was a couple of questionable plays. Were they a touchdown? Was he in bounds? Was he out of bounds? And you could only feel this from being in the stands. But during the intermission, when they're reviewing the play, you could hear the crowd yelling, "Purdy, Purdy, Purdy," and it was just this overwhelming feeling of love for this Mr. Irrelevant, because he is playing so well. He is playing he's playing like a veteran, like a savvy veteran, but he's this rookie. And I was so inspired because I think it relates back to the way we feel as underdogs, as startups. A high percentage of us startups, we fail. And the ones that finally make it over the hump and get drafted, if you will, we root for you. And when you finally get your chance to be on stage, are you going to choke or are you going to rise to the occasion? And I think in entrepreneurship, sometimes we choke, just like in the NFL. Sometimes we choke. And at other times, we do well. And when that happened for Brock Purdy, in the way that I saw it, it's one of those performances that you can't unsee, right? You can't unsee the level of enthusiasm that goes into this crowd at Levi Stadium, and the way that they are pulling for this young man who was drafted from Iowa State, I think it was. He was a late draft pick, and we're pulling for you. If you are an entrepreneur out there that is fighting the good fight and trying to battle, trying to stay alive, trying to get over the hump, I can't wait for you to get your Brock Purdy moment, and I wish you the best of luck in seizing that in a way that gets all of Sacramento rallying around you. And I really want to share your story when that happens for you, because it is going to happen if you do not quit. If you keep battling, you will get your moment. And it's one of those things that you're going to have to decide. You're going to have to look deep inside and go, am I going to choke? Or am I going to step up and seize my Brock Purdy moment? So just to everybody out there that's fighting the good fight for entrepreneurship, everybody that's out there that's part of the Backyard Advantage, part of helping our young startups, you know what? Here at Haney Biz, here at the Growth Factory, here on the Mark Haney Show, you can count on one thing. We're never above you. We're never below you. We're always by your side.
Thanks for watching today's show. My goal for every episode is that you find a takeaway, something tangible you can use in your business today. And if you have a comment about a favorite takeaway, feel free to put it in the box below. And if you have a topic that you'd like me to bring up on the show, don't forget to let me know. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to learn more about entrepreneurship. Because at Haney Biz, we are always by your side.